Not too many people could say that they have been pardoned by President Trump. What was that like for you?
This could be a long story.
First of all, you're saying it's a crime you didn't commit. It was a non-violent crime. You had 85 years.
It's beyond comprehension how the FBI analyzed and came up with their conclusion.
This is what everybody's afraid of. Everybody is afraid of that there's a secret government that chooses, I want to prosecute you. You don't know the reason. And then it's like a shadow government that works to destroy you.
You know, if it weren't for the love of a father, of God, if it weren't my relationship, and if it weren't some tremendous yiddins, I still would be in prison.
Welcome to the Trent and Friends podcast. As you know, it filmed in front of a live studio audience, and I have the absolute privilege of welcoming my new good friend, Mark Shapiro, who's one of the most interesting, charismatic, and smart people that I've ever met. Mark, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Trent, thank you for having me. And whatever you just said is okay. You must have spoke with my mother.
Maybe.
Okay. I wish she was still around because she was a wonderful woman. But thank you for the compliment.
So not too many people could say that they have been pardoned by President Trump. What was that like for you?
Wow. So this could be a long story.
We're ready.
So I'll take you through right up to the moment when I walked out, but about 5 years prior to me leaving, I packed up these two bags. In prison, you have these net bags because everything has to be visible. And I packed up some of my personal letters for my children and some legal documents and my religious books in two bags, and I placed them under the bed because your cell, the guards never call it a cell. They call it a room. They call you Mr. Shapiro. They always try to be respectful, unless there are some really horrible guards there that want to punish you more. They're very punitive, but the majority of these guys are ex-military. They want to do their 8 hours. They want to get their pension. They want to leave.
And you were in a cell.
I was in a cell. I was in my first place that I was in was once I got arrested. I was in a holdover facility in Central Falls, Rhode Island, called Wyatt.
Okay.
It was a zoo.
Okay.
That was 2 weeks. Then I got loaded onto Con Air in Nashville, New Hampshire. And I never forgot this. The marshals, which they had these big black shotguns. I'd never seen a shotgun like this before in my life. And I'm a gun guy. And Marshal, it's cold and it's flurrying and the ground is wet. And he said to me, I need your shoes. And I said, okay. So you don't talk back to them because they're all 6'3", 280, jacked on testosterone.
Yeah.
Even the women are jacked on testosterone. And he said, I need to cut a bit. So I was wearing a pair of shoes like this.
Yeah.
And they cut the bit off. Then he gave me my shoes back, my soaking wet socks. And you're chained. You have this black box, but you can't move your hands. It's very painful. And you're cuffed at your ankles. And you walk up onto the plane. And that flew me to Stewart Air Force Base in New York. And they load you into a van, which you have no idea where you're going because it's all blacked out. And that took me to Brooklyn. It's called MDC, the Metropolitan Correction Center. And from there, I got to spend a glorious 43 months in lockdown.
43 months.
43 months.
It's under 2 years.
43 months is...
Oh, sorry.
No, it's almost 4 years.
Almost 4 years. I'm sorry.
That's pre-trial.
4 years.
in just short of 4 years. 4 years would have been 48.
When you say locked up, what is that?
So I was in what's called 23-1.
So
I was locked in
hours?
for 23 hours. I got an hour out to shower, and I got an hour out to do rec. Everything you do, every movement you have is restricted, so you're cuffed. So if I
For
wanted to go to a
23 hours?
shower, I had to shower in a cage. Okay, you have to ask them for a razor if you want to shave, because they don't want you to kill yourself.
Yeah.
Which people do. It happens a lot.
Okay.
It's a regular occurrence in prison. And that was done by the U.S. attorney. His name's Mark Litt, and another guy, Alex Wilshire, and a third guy was.
Okay.
I don't want to use his name.
Okay.
Okay, because that might be mush and horror. And they kept on turning me down for bail.
For a
We kept-
non-violent crime.
For a nonviolent crime. Yeah. Because they were worried that I was going to hop on my plane and leave.
So you go
Which I
from
probably would have.
okay.
I don't think I would have. So
you go from one day being Mark Shapiro with 20,000 units, some version of that.
we had almost 12,000 units, about 11,800 units. We were building some of the nicest projects in Miami Beach right on Ocean Drive, Ocean and 3rd. So that was 321 Ocean, 304, 312 Ocean. We're building a whole block and a half off of Washington. We had just completed a project called Trio, which was a small project, 54 units right off of Lincoln Road. And we had a couple other sites that we were in the process of getting rezoned that we had bought.
Yeah.
And that was our development side. That's what I loved the most. And then we had another 3,800 units under contract that we were buying from a REIT. And that would have put us over 15,000. And then we're in the process of being underwritten by a broker-dealer called Grunthal to go public.
Okay. Wow.
Okay. So my exit was, somewhere around $1.8 billion. And we were waiting for the pricing. They have to appraise every property. They do everything. And they came into my office, guns drawn, FBI jackets, like very, very forceful. I mean, and they arrested myself and my partner. May he rest in peace. He died
In prison?
In prison.
Wow.
Yeah, he got 3 years. His
And you
name
got
was
a life sentence.
William Foster. I got 85 years. The way they sentence it, they stack the counts.
So you go from being Mark Shapiro worth 1.81 a billion, let's just say $1 billion, tens of thousands of properties, to
I had a good life.
you're shackled in handcuffs asking for a razor.
I had a good life. Yeah.
Wow.
Hashem really blessed me. And
That's an interesting perspective for somebody that spent how long?
5,384 days.
5,384 days in prison
14 years.
to feel blessed.
8 months and 27 days.
And President Trump pardoned you.
Yes.
Does he know you personally? Did you know each
It's
other?
really a small world in the real estate space.
Okay.
They actually contracted 6 of our properties in the early 90s, and they went through the due diligence process, and they came back to recut the deal because there was some deferred maintenance on some of our assets. These were Connecticut assets, garden style brick, 2-story walk up, pitch roofs, bread and butter stuff. And we did not want to capitulate to the price cut. So we returned their deposit within the contract confines. And they were tremendously gracious. They gave us all of their reports. So they gave us about $125,000 worth of reports, appraisal, engineering, and environmental. They said if you can use them when you sell the properties. And we ended up selling those properties one at a time. instead of in a portfolio.
Okay.
And they were the gentleman who was doing the acquisition. His name was Joe Tull, and he actually became a pretty big owner down here in South Florida.
Okay.
So
how
smart young
so
man.
you did business with President Trump?
Well, I didn't do business. I did business with the Trump organization.
With the Trump organization.
Yes.
And did you are you friends with him at the time?
No.
Okay.
No. I was not.
So why do you get pardoned? I guess that's the question. Because 85 years.
That's a very long circular story. And
okay. We don't.
Can I get a lighter?
Because being pardoned is like. I mean, yeah, you're welcome.
Well,
it
it's like 1 in 20 billion.
Yeah. So why? First of all, you're saying it's a crime you didn't commit. It was a nonviolent crime. You had 85 years.
Well, first of all, it's beyond comprehension how the FBI analyzed and came up with their conclusion. And I can remember when they came into the office and served us with a subpoena and a search warrant. That was 4 months before my arrest. And this is our corporate office, which was in Springfield, Mass. And our largest lender was a life insurance company in Springfield. And my partner, William, his name was William Foster, he had a horse ranch in East Long Meadow. And his daughter was a vet, and he liked being there, but he was always in Miami office. Remarkable man, family man, taught me a tremendous amount about real estate. Was the first one who taught me how to buy from the RTC back in '92. And I can remember after they searched our office, we complied, we gave them everything. Then they asked us for more information, which we copied and sent to them because we wanted to cooperate.
Yeah.
And I remember I had to get a criminal lawyer at the time. So I got a local criminal lawyer in Springfield to come over, Anthony Siciliano. Okay. And he came over.
Sounds like a mob boss.
Yeah, he was pretty much
okay.
He said, don't say a word. Let's just sit down. And I remember the agent. Her name was Jennifer May. Beautiful, pretty girl. Okay. And she sat there and looked at me and she said, you should be ashamed of yourself. I didn't say anything. And she said, you don't own a single property. And I looked at her and I said, what are you talking about? We own 58 assets in 13 states. We employ 1,200 people. What are you talking about? And my attorney said, don't say a word. Do you want to ask them any more questions? She said, yes. He said, good, we're leaving. And we walked out. Okay. And 4 months later, on March 27th, 2006, they came and put some jewelry on me. Not the kind of jewelry that I like.
Sure.
Not a timepiece.
Okay.
And
at this point, did you expect it? Like,
no.
Did you know?
No, what we did was we brought in a former federal judge to take my position as CEO. We stepped back. We made a deal with the feds in New York because it was out of New York, the Second Circuit. And we were trying to protect everything that we had done, protect our institutional investors and protect our individual investors. And they could care less. They wanted their pound of flesh. They didn't want the truth. They had their narrative, and that's what they were going to do. And that is what the U.S. Attorney's Office does, and that's what this malicious prosecution does. They've done this over and over and over to people. They'll probably come after me now for saying this. I don't really care. Okay. They are absolutely lawless. If they decide they want to indict you, that's saying They can indict a ham sandwich. They will come at you.
Sure.
Okay? And they will indict you. And they will indict you for something that you may not have done. And they've done this over and over again. And then they get the judges to opine and sign these crazy search warrants, these crazy arrest orders. And it's almost impossible for you to unravel when you're in, fighting, because it's the United States of America against little Pisher, Mark Shapiro, which is Yiddish for, Pisher is nobody.
So why you, though?
To this day, I don't know.
You don't know?
To this day, we never, ever, ever figured out why. We never had an investor complaint. What we actually did, I got this great idea that we were going to stop using institutional equity and we were going to open up our own BD and raise our money ourselves.
Yeah.
And from that one raise, we raised $22 million, and that's why they came after me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So because you moved away from the institution for private money?
So the institutional money we did really well with. We had some large pension funds that we bought a bunch of deals with. And I thought I knew best, and we were going to raise our own money and we're going to keep half of the deal.
Yeah.
So it was my own greed. Pure and simple. There's no way else to call it.
This is what everybody's afraid of. Everybody is afraid of that there's a secret government that chooses, I want to prosecute you. You don't know the reason. And then it's like a shadow government that works to destroy you. Is that, that sounds like what it is. For no other reason than you're not going through institutions.
Well, you have these guys, I forget what they're called. They believe in a separate code. There's like a straw man, like when you get your Social Security number, somebody makes money off. What are they? I don't know. There's a whole another world of them.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a whole different world in the criminal justice system. And if it weren't for Hashem, if it weren't for the love of a father, of God, if it weren't my relationship, and if it weren't some tremendous Yiddins, I still would be in prison.
Okay. So Judaism in prison saved your life.
I don't know if Judaism in prison saved my life. I think being a Yid and having that strong connection with Hashem, and when I ended up in Otisville Medium, and I walked in to the housing unit that I was in, standing there was a very Jewish-looking guy, Shalom Mordecai Rabashkin. And if you don't know who he is, you should look who he is.
I don't know what it is, but it sounds Jewish.
So they owned a big meat processing. Their meat was the best Rabashkin meats. And he got indicted by the state. He beat them at trial, 186 counts. So the feds picked it up. And you can't beat the feds. So he was there waiting with a cup of coffee because my rabbi, Joseph Gopin, let him know through our circles that I was coming. And he had a cup of coffee for me. And when they transport you in prison, it's like getting stabbed in the eye. It's the worst thing you can go through. They wake you up at 2 a.m. anything you have, they steal. I mean, it's pretty diabolical.
Horrible. So you were religious before you went to jail. It's not like you went to jail and then found God there. You were religious.
I became religious. I became a Baal Tshuva when I was 24.
Okay.
Yeah. I started putting on tefillin at 24. And the moment I started putting on tefillin, I mean, I was making money. I had acquired 6 different properties in college, which my mother sold them, all of them to me. And I had 58 units when I graduated. I took a job at a small savings and loan called Suffield Savings, which was in Suffield, Connecticut. And I went on a buying rampage.
Yeah.
At that age. And my rabbi, Joseph Gopin, I was dating this Jewish girl, and her father called me and said, can you show around this rabbi who was coming from Crown Heights? Okay. Actually, it was from 770.
Yeah. Awesome.
Can you show him around? He needs a place to put a temple. And he said, there's another young man whose father was a rabbi. His father's name was Rabbi Lazowski. So he was a rabbi at Beth David. Okay.
Yeah.
You know. And his name was Alan. And he asked me to find a place for the rabbi to open up a little shul. And together we found it. And Alan is still a friend of mine today.
Cool.
He, if you've ever seen a parking company called Laz, L-A-Z Parking.
Yeah, I think I have.
He's got about 19,000 employees, and that's Alan Lazowski.
Wow.
So, yeah. And Alan was raised, Orthodox. And we became close, and I started to spend time with Rabbi Gopin. It started very innocently. He's like, come on by, have some lunch. I'm going to introduce you to some people. After we found them this little crappy house on Farmington Avenue for his family to live in. They lived on the second and third floors of a 3-family house, and he opened up the shul on the first floor. I remember distinctly the day he said, look, I want to give you this gift. And I didn't know what it was. It was tefillin. And he said, here is what it is. Okay. And, why don't you read about it? And I'll see you in a couple days. And he taught me to wrap tefillin. And that was the beginning of my change. And look, I think I told you before in the correlation, all of a sudden, I started making a lot of money. And I think that Hashem wanted me to make a lot of money so I could give away a lot of money.
And you did give away.
I was raised to that we give away.
Yeah.
That we
of course.
We help people.
Yeah.
And I saw my father do that throughout his whole career.
Every time I talk to my Chabad Rabbi Zalman Bendit, great guy, and I say, look, this thing happened. It's going really well for me. He says, Shlomo, give tzedakah. That's it. You have to give. If you give, you'll get back. So even my wife is in it now. Anytime something good happens, before she says what she wants to do with the money, she says, where are we giving? Yeah. That is a core tenet of Judaism, is to give.
It's funny because the people that helped me are extremely wealthy. And when I was incarcerated, I would get these rabbis that would come from all over the place, like YY, would come and visit me.
YY came to visit you?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Manas Friedman, all these guys would come and visit me.
That's amazing.
And I'm like, why are you coming to visit me? And they would tell me that I gave them strength. So I gave them chizik, and they would come and give me Hizik.
Wow.
And I had this one rabbi, not a well-known guy. His name is Shimon Lebel. And I didn't even want to see him, but he came, I saw him, and instantly we became friends. And he was one of the 3 people that came and picked me up that night when I was released.
Wow.
So yeah, pretty amazing guy. So you asked me going back to what it was like being released.
Sure.
So the lead up to being released was I get to this place called Otisville. Okay, place they call prison, which was a medium prison. So it wasn't any walls. It was fences. And I got there because of the Olive Institute. They saved me because I was supposed to go to a pen called Canaan. And if I had gone to Canaan, in 3 weeks, I would have been dead.
Why?
It's the most violent pen in the system.
That's crazy.
And they don't like Jews. And it has the highest murder rate. Because you have guys that have life sentences for murder, and they don't care. If you walk the wrong way, if you are too close to them, if you look at them the wrong way, they're going to find you and stab you with their shank. That's what they're going to do.
So that's real.
So it's real. It's real. So by not going there, my life was saved.
Wow.
A few months after I had been in Otisville, there was a rabbi from here, from Miami Beach, that came to visit me, and he hands me a card. And it's his card, but on the back was a phone number of a woman. He said, call her. She wants to help you. I'm like, okay. So I call this woman, and I'll make the story short. She said, send me some visiting forms. I'm going to come with my husband. And I came with her husband. I mean, I sent the visiting forms to her.
Yeah.
She came with her husband about 3 weeks later. And by the end of our 6 hours that we spent together, she said, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to get you released from prison. And her husband said, when my wife asked me to do something, I never let her down.
Wow.
10 years later, they came and got me.
That's
husband
wild.
And wife.
What does it take to get, I mean, I just want to go back to that. Like, so what does it take to get pardoned by the president, the most powerful person in the world? Like, did you send a thank you card? Did you call him and say, yo, thank you? I mean, this is a nonviolent crime. And it's a crime that you say.
Could I thank him? I did.
Okay.
Have I gotten to thank him in person? I did. I was at the family inauguration party.
Wow.
This last term.
Yeah.
He is actually nice. He's a nice guy.
He seems nice. I've been a life.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have any filter whatsoever.
He's what you see. He really is.
He is. He can be moody.
Yeah.
Okay. He is always. People are always taking shots at him.
Sure.
And here's the funny thing. If you're from New York, you know there's 3 major real estate players in the multifamily space.
Yeah.
Lefrak, Calico, and Trump. When they tried to say that Trump is broke, his family owns, it's about 11,000 to 13,000 units in New York. Maybe they have some rent control on them, but they're paid off. They have no debt.
Right.
So he's worth multiple billions of dollars.
Yes.
Okay. But they all want to talk about him.
Yeah.
And anybody that gets to such a high level, people always want to take a shot at you. When you stick your head above the crowd, someone's going to throw something at it. Just always know that.
I was a lifelong Democrat my whole life.
So was I.
Yeah.
My parents, I remember when Hubert Humphrey lost to Nixon.
Before my time.
Who's from here?
Yeah.
I took Evan. We went to the Ocean Club, and next door was where Nixon's house used to be on Key Biscayne.
Yeah.
So little by little, I started to see that I didn't like certain positions.
Sure.
And I realized that, I'm really not a Democrat.
The goalposts have shifted.
Yeah.
You look at Bill Maher, he's a lifelong Democrat. Now all of a sudden he's conservative. You have to. They just shifted. I mean, I was an Obama Democrat. I was a Hillary Democrat until this recent election. I voted for Trump. And I just think that he's a phenomenal president.
Well, I'm not an Obama fan, but I will tell you that he did something amazing. Had he not bailed the banks out, our society would be very different today.
You think?
I know. The banking industry as we know it would be very different. And he did that because he had to. And he changed the banking regulations by creating Dodd-Frank with Chris Dodd and Barry Frank. And that's now created this next financial crisis, because if you understand banking, the way Dodd-Frank changed the banking laws, banks do not have to market their assets to market. So a deal goes bad in the olden days, prior to Dodd-Frank in 2010, the loan would be written down to what the value is to the market. It's mark to market. And then that money comes off of your net capital, and that bank can lend less off their net capital, because banks lend off their balance sheet and they borrow off their balance sheet so that they can lend.
Okay.
Now banks can just let that money roll.
So are we on the verge of another housing crisis?
We are. There's probably $3 to $4 trillion in toxic deals out there.
Okay, can I tell you why? It's a side story, but can I tell you why I'm nervous about buying properties? And you could mitigate this, but I think AI is going to come in the next couple of years, and it's not going to just take out the minimum wage employee. It's going to take out the white collar worker, that the accountants, the radiologists, right? Like this type of thing. Maybe those jobs will still exist, but you don't need as many of them. So then you buy these properties, but the properties are not going to have value because the automation is going to take away the ability for people to rent them. You don't think so?
No.
Okay. No. Walk me through that.
Who's going to clean the street?
Yeah,
Who's
I don't know.
Who's going to put out fires?
Elon?
No. Robots aren't going to do that. Robots can't do what a human can do.
I think robots can't do trades jobs, but
correct.
The people,
and you still need labor.
Agreed. But the people that would buy in a neighborhood that I live in are making a couple $100,000 a year.
Mm-hmm. Different.
How is that going to survive?
Different mentality, different shift. That is yet to be determined, but you're going to see that contraction. But during that contraction, you're going to see the older product disappear.
Okay.
The more gentrified product is going to disappear. So we're in an area of downtown that happens to be the jewelry district, but around us, you're seeing development. A lot of these buildings, a lot of these gentrified buildings have already been acquired by real estate, because real estate 101 is speculation.
Okay. What does that mean?
So you buy in areas where there's going to be change. Okay. Now, Miami itself proper has become the speculation hub of the country. Why? Because you have a guy like Ken Griffin from Citadel moved everybody here, and he is flexing his muscle and buying all over. So where my office is, he just bought a $700 million portfolio. He's putting a university there.
Okay.
And prices have now doubled. So you have other people that are saying, okay, I can buy this for $100 a foot because in 2 to 4 years, it's going to be worth $200 a foot. And that's exactly what's going to happen.
So you think even though people are going to lose their jobs because of AI, that the housing market will still climb?
The housing market is, do you need to eat every day? Do you need to put clothes on every day?
Yeah, of course.
What's the third necessity?
House.
Right. Food, clothing, and shelter.
Yeah, shelter.
You need shelter.
Yeah.
Okay. Is the pricing of shelter going to deviate? Yes.
But the necessity of shelter is a prerequisite.
Absolutely. And where do people want to live? Do you want to live in freezing cold Minnesota or freezing cold New York that smells like piss and marijuana?
Yeah.
Okay. And you have this schmuck Mondani saying, I'm going to tax the rich.
Yeah. Horrible.
Okay. I mean, of course.
Yeah.
So where would you go? You'd go to a state like Texas or Florida.
For sure.
Why? Because there's no state income tax.
Yep.
Okay. There's no personal property tax. And you can homestead your home. So I can buy a $30 million house and nobody can ever touch it. Right here. And there's positive migration. So the two number one states of migration in the country are Texas and Florida. They keep on flip-flopping.
Yeah.
It used to be Florida 2 years ago. Now this year it's Texas.
Okay.
So you have roughly about 1,100 people a day or more move to Florida.
Wow.
A day.
That's wild.
So why would you want to be anywhere else?
Right.
Is it becoming too dense here? Yeah, it is. It is. I don't go very far. I live on the beach. I live on the water. Okay. And my drive to work is 15 minutes. So it's 15 minutes wherever I go. Pretty simple. So
is DeSantis doing a good job, you think, in Florida?
DeSantis has done a good job.
Yes.
Yeah.
I looked at houses in Juniper.
Jupiter.
Was it
Jupiter?
Jupiter.
Jupiter.
Yeah, Jupiter.
Yeah.
Get a little land, get some stuff. Okay, so you say no matter what, whether you have a job, whether AI takes your job or not, there has to be some version of UBI.
It's to be determined.
Okay.
I think it's to be determined.
But regardless, you need shelter, and you being the owner of shelter is valuable.
It's a necessity. Does the necessity change? Yes. Do the way we dress change? The way we shop change? The way we dine change? It's always going to evolve. Is AI going to help it evolve that much quicker? Yes. But how much? Is medicine going to change from AI? Yes. But you still need that doctor, okay, to go and check your prostate by sticking his finger up your ass.
Sure.
Okay. That's not going to change.
Right.
Okay?
You need that guy.
How are you going to test to have your blood tested? Someone still needs to draw your blood.
Right.
Okay.
Which is why, for us, like next level and beyond, the trades, HVAC, plumbing, electric, roofing, chimney, pest control, solar, those are all foundational jobs. No.
Your AC unit is going to need to be recharged with Freon. It's going to need to be checked.
Yeah.
Okay. You have a plumbing issue. It's going to need to be fixed.
Yeah.
You want to re-landscape your property.
Right.
Well, who's going to do that?
Somebody. Yeah.
AI?
Right.
No. Labor.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is going to re-roof your home? Labor. Who's going to tear it off? Who's going to drop off the 40-yarder?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
the refuse company.
Walk me through this one. So I want to hear about your mindset. Like, you've been through it. You've been through it. My brother, just a side note, my brother told me this when he was probably 16 years old. And I've never forgotten. I've always lived by it. He said, Trent, integrity is what you do when nobody's looking.
Of course.
When nobody's looking.
My father used to tell me the same thing.
Beautiful concept. And these guys know, like, that is my MO. If you say you're going to do something,
you do it.
You do it. And if you have a side deal where you can make some little thing here, you're dead. If you take it, you're dead.
And it happens a lot in the real estate space. So for me, okay, my greatest superpower is not analyzing people, because I'm never really right. I've never been good about I trust people, but surrounding myself with people who don't allow me to trust people.
Sure.
And that has helped me to have better partners and better relationships. So the mindset has to be, you never stop trying. Okay? If there are a lot of people that lose on a deal and they say, I'll never do a deal again. Okay. You need to, every day, you need to get up. Okay? You do not need to be the most talented. You do not need to be the smartest. And for most people who actually do follow me, they know that my mindset was carved by playing college football. I'm 5'5". When I played college football, I was a Division II tailback. I was an all-state high school tailback. And I was 187 pounds in college. I'm 142 now.
Sure.
Okay. Playing football gave me the innate ability to endure anything, because you played through everything. Back in the olden days, we had metal cleats.
Yeah.
We had, the shoes were leather.
Sure.
You got your hand stepped on, your hand got cut.
Yeah.
Nothing was fancy. Okay. The equipment was heavy. And I absolutely loved playing ball.
Yeah.
I loved it more than anything. I loved getting hit. I loved making guys miss me. I loved being faster than everybody. It gave me the ability to be able to fight through anything. So going to prison,
yeah,
it sucked. Yeah, I mean, I had to fight my way from, fighting the Aryans, getting stabbed, surviving.
You got stabbed?
That. Oh, yeah.
Okay, wait.
I'll leave you with that because I'm getting tired.
Okay.
The one thing, it was over me not playing softball for them. That's how petty prison is.
So because it's late and we've done 5-6 hours of podcasts already, here's one question that I want to leave you with. You can talk right into the camera.
Yep.
You are a bal tshuva. You are somebody that's changed the course of your life many times.
Mm-hmm.
For people that feel like they're stuck in one place and can't, what advice would you give to them?
That's a terrible mindset. Change is constant. Day and night changes. Weather changes. You grow old. You change every day. Your true change is only going to come from you. But what you do is you need somebody around you to nudge you to change. And in any type of situation, whether you're reading a book, whether you're watching a podcast, whether you're watching someone who you resonate with, you need to find that person, you need to hold on to them, and you need to look at the difficulties that they went through and how they changed. And you need to figure out how to assimilate to that change. You can change anything. If you don't get up every day off your ass and go do something, then that's on you. I can't make you change. Your change is inside you. So you need to know that you can do it. You need somebody to talk to you, to push you. And if you follow some of these really good motivators, you should actually listen to them. Don't listen to the guys that are full of shit. Listen to the guys that actually live what they say, walk the walk, and live the talk, okay? Get away from the shitters, because there's a lot of full guys out there, okay? You need to get up. You need to get out of bed. Somebody asked me, how the do you get up every day at 4:30 a.m.? And I said, it's super easy. I just get up. Okay. And that's my friend Daniel G. Been nothing but a wonderful guy to me. He's probably the best sales trainer there is in the business. But a lot of people don't know who he is. I mean, I think a lot of people do know who he is. You just get up.
Cool.
So get the up and go.
My good friend, Mark Shapiro. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.